Ettore Bugatti was a designer and car builder who started the Bugatti company in the early 1900s. He went on to become one of the most important car makers of all time, thanks in part to his experience with racing, which had a big impact on the first Bugatti cars. These sleek cars went on to win famous races like the Grand Prix, but they were also made for regular driving. They stood out because of their high-end looks and high prices. Even though the Bugatti brand was doing well at the beginning of the 20th century, World Wars I and II slowed down car production. During World War I, the company switched to making airplane engines for the French and American armies. After World War II, the company had a hard time, but different purchases and new leadership have kept the Bugatti brand going to this day. Bugatti cars are very expensive. Prices vary by model, but most of them sell for at least $1 million. When it comes to limited edition models, the prices go up even more. How much can these cars cost then? Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 most expensive Bugattis of all time. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. The Bugatti Type 55 Super Sport Roadster. The 1932 Type 55 Super Sport is a highly sought-after car due to its rarity and historic value. Fewer than a dozen exist today, and only 11 of them have the original bodywork. As a result, people are willing to pay millions for these cars. This particular car was the 5th most expensive Bugatti ever sold at auction, when it was sold at Bonhams in March of 2020 for the staggering sum of $7.1 million. Making it one of the most valuable examples of its kind. Despite its age, the car's engine is quite remarkable, particularly for a car that was manufactured in the 1930s. The car is also highly sought after because Ettore Bugatti's son, Jean Bugatti, did the coachwork on it. Before it was sold in the year 2020, Dean S. Edmonds Jr. was the owner of this car. The 1937 Bugatti Type 57s. The ultra-rare Bugatti Type 57s, which is worth almost $10 million, was lost for years after a fan bought it and started fixing it up to look like it did in 1969. The ultra-rare car was misplaced for a number of years. The Bugatti was found again in the owner's workshop after the owner passed away in 2020, and it was promptly put up for sale at an auction held by Bonhams. The Bugatti Type 57s is quite rare, utilizing a chassis that was initially intended for a Bugatti model that was manufactured specifically for use in the Grand Prix. There were only ever 3 of these original cars produced, although the chassis went on to be included in other rarer models of the 57. The 57s has always been a sign of wealth, according to experts. When they came out, they were effectively the fastest and most exclusive car you could buy, said Gilbertson, the director of the motoring department at Bonham. The vast majority of them are currently housed in important collections across the world's museums. The vehicle was dubbed the ultimate model of its era at one point. The Bugatti DC. The Bugatti Chiron DC was unveiled in 2020. This car is meant to be a modern throwback to the legendary Bugatti EB110. The Bugatti DC is one of the rarest models out there because it will only be made in 10 units. The standard price for the very expensive car is about $9 million, but dealerships charge about $14 million for it. This is a $5 million markup. The car itself has 1,600 horsepower, so anyone lucky enough and wealthy enough to buy one will have plenty of speed. The seats are made of finely quilted leather, with each square being the same size and hand-stitched with great skill. They're just one part of the seat and one of the many new things made for the Bugatti DC. In addition to the flat front, low front spoiler, and 3-part air intakes that make the new Bugatti fuel-offs aerodynamic, it now has a beautiful interior. But each of the 10 Sencio Dieca hypercars has already been sold to a happy buyer. One of my old teammates, Cristiano Ronaldo, is one of the people who bought one. Before the Sencio DC was even made, some dealers started putting up their prices for reselling. The Bugatti Voiture Noire. The most expensive car on the market right now is the Bugatti Voiture Noire. This is a modern take on the Type 57 SC Atlantic that Jean Bugatti drove. The Voiture Noire is a one-of-a-kind supercar, which means that there has only ever been one of these made. The sleek design of the black car incorporates headlights swept into the front fenders and plenty of room for cooling. A central spine from the hood to the tail recalls Bugatti's historic assembly process. A one-piece taillight that accentuates the curves of the quarter panels. The Voiture Noire has the same 8.0-liter DOE16 engine as the Chiron. This engine makes 1500 bop and 16,000 Nm of torque. The Voiture Noire also has special wheels, 6 exhaust tips, and a huge Bugatti sign that lights up on the back. The Bugatti Voiture Noire has an 8-liter DOE16 engine with 4 turbochargers that makes 1479 horsepower and 1600 Nm of torque. This car has 6 exhaust tips, which might be hard to believe. The cool new Bugatti Voiture Noire has wheels that are way out there. The front is made to order, and the name of the brand is lit up on the badge on the back, making it clear that it is a Bugatti. The Voiture Noire is a tribute to Bugatti's long history. It stands for style and sophistication. It is fast, looks good, is luxurious, and has the latest technology. In short, it is an icon. The Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. The rare 57 SC Atlantic is the most expensive Bugatti by a long shot. It cost $40 million. The car is so rare that it was only made 3 times, each time by hand for a wealthy customer. This one was bought by Victor Rossetti, a banker with a lot of money. It was made by hand, and only 3 of these designs were ever made. At the moment, fashion mogul Ralph Lauren owns the third and last 57 SC Atlantic that was ever made. One of these rare cars was also owned by Jean Bugatti. Jean's 57 SC Atlantic hasn't been seen since 1938, but experts say that if it's ever found, it could sell for more than $100 million. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.